Hello guys. So in this Hello guys. So in this video we will talk about JavaScript promises. So what are promises? Promises are a way to handle our JavaScript asynchronous operations. So we all know that we can handle JavaScript asynchronous operations by using either callback functions or by using promises, or we can handle them by using async await function as well. So in this video we will talk about promises. So what are promises? Promises have basically three stages. First is pending, pending, and the second stage of promises is fulfilled, and the third one or the last stage of promises is rejected. So let's talk about the fulfilled condition. So let's suppose an example. We will look into this example with an API call as well. So if our API call is successful, so then fulfilled condition will be met, and if there is some error, there might be some error in database or in our code as well. So we can handle that error by using try catch block, as we all know, and we can handle that error in our rejected stage. And if finally, if our promise is pending, then it will be executed in our pending condition. Okay, so let's look into our promise example by using an API call. So what I will do, I will just make a quick React app, and we will look into an API call, and we will execute all the conditions of promises there. So guys, I have one API, dummy API, JSON placeholder.com. So we will populate this API data in our React app by using promises. So let's execute this code. So what I'm going to do, I am defining a use state hook as well as use effect hooks, and we will call our API in that use effect. So I pasted this API, and now let's call our function as well. So basically we are using promises. So in this dot then condition we will use, and for dot and for error execution we will use dot catch. So I have defined our error condition, and let's return our response. Now we will get this response in our console, and then we will use the use state hook to populate this in our DOM. Let's check in our console whether our API is running successful or not. So I've called our component in our app. So let's check in our console. So our response is coming from our API. So let's populate this API data. So we will populate ID and title. So let's move on to our code. So we will use the map function. So you can see that our title from our API data has been populated. So let's populate our IDs as well. So here our IDs and our title has been populated. So guys, in this code you can see that we are using promises. So we have made a function fetch and we have defined our API in our use effect. So we are using the promises in our fetch function. So we are using the dot then condition if our response is okay or not. If our response is not okay and if there is an error, so we will populate our error in our response.status. So we are using the template literals here. I am explaining you the code again. So we are using the template literals here and we are populating our response.status error in our DOM if any error will come, and if no error is there then we will take out the response in our console as well, and we will populate this in our use state. So we have defined the state here as data and set data, and then we are using the map function to populate this in our DOM finally. So guys, this was a basic method of usage of promises. So in this way we can use promises to populate our API data and handle asynchronous operations. So in the upcoming videos we will talk about how to populate this API data by using async await function. So till then, stay tuned to this playlist, and if you like this video then like it and subscribe to this channel.